everyone, how are you doing today? It's Hillary, the marketing mom. Glad to join you today. As you see, I missed yesterday. I was not very well, and this was the topic that I had scheduled for yesterday. Okay, because over the weekend we do a lot of reading and a lot of consolidating of our thoughts. And I wanted to share this with you because a lot of the times a lot of people say social media isn't working for me, social media isn't this, social media isn't that. And I was listening to one of my social media manager mentors. So for those of you who don't know me, I am a social media manager. I'm a digital marketing strategist, business coach and trainer, and I work with moms in particular to help them learn the tactics of social media, not only the tactics but the strategies of social media, as well as managing other people's social media, for them to be able to build their engagement, boost their audience, and build their audience so that they're able to actually have better results from social media. And a lot of the times, this question always comes up in our professional circles of social media. And yes, it is a profession for those of you who don't know. All right. So I am a mother of 2.5, and I work from home, and I decided to do that almost 4 years ago because I really love the freedom of being able to work online. Digital marketing has allowed for great opportunities, and if you are also a mother who's looking for that type of opportunity, I encourage you to click on the link in the description of this video. We can have a free 30-minute chat, or you can just send me a message directly to my page. All right, so I respond to every message, me personally. Okay, so I'm talking today about social media advertising, and not from the standpoint of what's the most important thing on your social media advertising. A lot of people get caught up with, is it the image, is it the video, is it my copy, do I have the right link, all of these things. And the reality is you can advertise to anybody on any platform, not just social media. All right, and one of the examples that I always use is, especially over the Christmas holidays, at specific times of the day on television, there will be these ads for different toys. Okay, and I always thought to myself, it's the parents that have to buy the toys anyway. So why don't the companies advertise at 9 p.m. at night? Because it's the children who are going to play with them, right? And one of the things that I remember during my MBA studies, we did a case study with different toy companies fighting to figure out who's their target audience. All right, because at the end of the day, the person who's actually using their product is not the parents, but the person who's buying the product are the parents. So do you advertise to the parents at 9 p.m., 10 p.m. at night when the children are already asleep and the parents are probably catching up on a little television, a little news, a little show, or whatever the case may be? And the reality is, advertising in any space, and you see it very clearly in television, but advertising in any medium, whether it be television, radio, newspaper, social media, it boils down to one thing: your target. Who is your target? It really, at the end of the day, if you are targeting the wrong audience, you are not going to get any results from your advertising campaign. And that could be on social media, it could be in television, it could be in the newspaper, magazines, whatever. And a lot of the times, a lot of people take up a lot of energy and resources on all the other things. Now, not that the other things aren't important, okay? Because once you have the right target, then everything works. But the reality is, if you're going to spend advertising dollars, know who you've got to market to. Okay, so I always love, and obviously I'm a mother in that age group where every toy that's on television during 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. literally, that's the basic time frame that these companies advertise. Every ad that comes up, my daughter will say, "Mommy, I want that. Mommy, I want that." Now, the companies have done their research and they figured out that if it's any time the parents are going to let their children watch TV, it's usually in the afternoon period, whether they've been to school or they've done all their activities They home, let them do a little relaxation. That's when we're going to advertise. Okay, so they have found, one, not only the right time for that medium, but also the right target. The time has been defined literally by the target. Now again, you would say to yourself, but the children are not walking into the store, taking out their credit card and buying the toys, okay? Or the children are not going on Amazon.com and buying the toy and having it shipped home. No, but the children are basically the catalyst. They're the ones that want the item. So in your business, you've got to think long and hard. All right, a lot of people say, well, on social media I can reach millions of people. But are millions of people your target? Over the weekend I heard somebody say, you know, they went to this networking event and they overheard, I think this is how the conversation went, but they overheard somebody ask another person, who's your ideal customer? And they responded, anybody with skin. So that's everybody. And the reality is, maybe that's correct, but everybody is not your customer. Therefore, in your advertising, you can't advertise to everybody, because not everyone is going to want your product, service, or opportunity. And it's as simple as that. So if you're using especially Facebook advertising, you've got to remember in your brain that you've got to be very specific with who you are targeting for your advertising, because at the end of the day, that's what your advertising boils down to. It boils down to your targeting. It's not your copy, it's not your image, it's not your video, it's not anything. It's your target, because if you target the right people are going to click on your ad. Okay, the right people will care about what your ad says, and the right people will eventually purchase. If not, they purchase today, they will purchase in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, because they are the right people for your product or service. Okay, now you're probably saying, well then, why do I need to do that on social media? Well, anything that's digital allows you to zero in very specifically on the person. Now imagine if you had one person, just one person, to purchase your products, but they were the ideal person. Every time you put out a product, they were the person that was going to buy. Wouldn't you want to be able to find 50 of those people, 100 of those people, 10,000 of those people? The reality is, you still have to find the one person, okay? And you can do that very easily on social media, finding that one person who is going to literally jump every time they see something from you. And you want groups of those people. You don't want the 200, how many ever million people that are on Facebook. You want the 100 people that are always going to jump. All right? That's what you want. Okay? And you do that quite easily on social media. Okay, now let's think about any other medium. All right, can you do that with magazine or newspaper articles? Now when a magazine comes to you, and this happened to a colleague of mine a couple of years ago, they were trying to figure out where to do their advertising. Okay, and the company that approached them is for a magazine. They said, oh, you're gonna have how many X number of people viewing the magazine every month, okay? And this is the challenge that magazines and newspapers, and maybe to a certain extent television broadcasters have, is that they cannot be very specific with the type of people, right, that they're going to allow their advertisers to reach. So if I go to a magazine and I say, you know what, I want to advertise my business in your magazine, what are your stats? That would be the first thing that you ask. Well, when you come to Facebook, Facebook very easily shows you, here's the stats. You want people living in a 2-mile radius of Washington Capitol who like to go to Starbucks every morning at 10 a.m. You can get down to those specifics. Who went to this high school and this college, who studied this in university. If that's the person you want to sell to, Facebook will be able to give it to you. But you've got to understand that that's what you have to do first before you spend a dime on advertising. Forget You know, I mean, I'm not saying forget the copy completely, but the thing is, you've got to know your target, okay? And that's all social media advertising boils down to. In a nutshell, you can say that's all advertising boils down to, if you want to be successful at it, okay? Now, are you going to make money off the bat? Obviously not. And I like to share this, be upfront with my clients about it, because the reality is advertising on Facebook takes time, because guess what? Facebook is a business. Facebook is trying to make money off of you, okay? So you have got to advertise strategically and know that you're in it for the long haul. Don't advertise for a week and say it didn't work. If you advertise for a year and said it didn't work, then maybe I'll come to you and say, well, maybe you need to tweak this or tweak that, all right? But a week of advertising on social media is going to get you zero results. So zero expectations, zero results, because you kind of went in there knowing that, you know, thinking, okay, this isn't going to work, so I'm just going to do it for a week. I'm just going to do it for a month. Social media doesn't work that way. And the reality is that if you start and stop and start and stop, they're going to penalize you by not giving you the right target, okay? Now, if you know your right target, as I just said, if you know exactly who your target is, then you're going for gold. All right, so hope to see you tomorrow. I hope I'm feeling a lot better tomorrow. I'm feeling okay today, but let's hope that, you know, we're 100% in the clear tomorrow, and I will see you 12:30 GMT -4, or I think I'm seeing UTC -4 these days as well, but GMT -4 right here on the page. If you haven't liked the page, follow and get notifications when I go live. And if you're watching replay, drop a just replay down in the comments below so that I could acknowledge that you watched it. And if you've got any questions, again, don't forget, send me a message direct to the page. I respond to you, or you can schedule a free 30-minute session with me to let's talk shop social media, okay? Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.